Hi everyone, this is Kassie, and these are the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of March 20 to March 27. How was your week? How have the energies we saw in our spread manifested for you? Tell me in the comments below. I always love to hear your feedback, and if you want to see more videos like this, you can subscribe to my channel and push the notifications bell too, so that you don't miss anything that's being posted. Now, if you want to compare this week's energies with those of the previous week, feel free to click on the link above and that will take you to the corresponding video. If you want to have a personal session with me, with a detailed and intuitive tarot analysis for your situation, you can find me on my psychic platform www.kassiekai.com, where you will also get 3 free minutes with your subscription. Our deck for today is the Neo Rider Tarot deck, a variation of the original Rider-Waite deck, but it only has 2 colors, brown and black. But let's see what kind of energies we have for this week. For Aries, we had the 5 of Pentacles, and this week it's the 4 of Wands. Things are going to get much more stable this week, as perhaps things got a little overwhelming last week, as the 5 of Pentacles shows an imbalance that you had to deal with. But the 4 of Wands is about enjoying the little things. It's about celebrating life in many ways. For instance, if you have the essentials, that's a good day. If you are healthy and your loved ones are healthy, that's a good day. You will experience more stability emotionally, physically, and you will start feeling that your energy is being replenished. As the 5 of Pentacles, the energy of this card can drain your energy, and 5s in general show that something is missing, and that's causing stress. This week you will take a breather and will take better care of yourself, and others will treat you much better too. Something will be accomplished this week, as the 4 of Wands shows the completion of a stage, and you will get something as a reward for the actions and the efforts you made last week. So whatever happened last week, you must have taken the right action and you must have dealt with it in the proper way. The 4 of Wands show that you are on a journey that's made up of many small steps. So this stage is not the end game, it's not the final outcome. Also, there might be a ceremony that will make something official, and that could be the next step in a relationship, or a contract you will sign, or something that will be finalized. If you want to know the feelings of someone, the feelings are getting stronger and more stable, and perhaps someone wants to make a move that will make something official or more defined in some way. This week there might be an alliance or an agreement that will allow you to set strong foundations to build upon. Under this energy, you can expect that like-minded people will appear and will help you realize your plans and your dreams. The timeline of this card is between 11 and 20 April, and it's possible that around that time you will decide to take a break or maybe a few days of work. Astrologically, the 4 of Wands is Venus in Aries, and that will make you very bold when it comes to matters of the heart. It's possible you will make a very spontaneous and bold move, but before you act, make sure that you don't do something you will later regret. Thursday appears to hold the greatest energy this week, so keep in mind that Thursday will be a significant day. For Taurus, we had the Ace of Wands, and now it's the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is a very happy card when it comes to success and personal fulfillment. It's mostly associated with personal relationships, although it may refer to professional situations too. You will experience a strong sense of personal balance after a new beginning you decided to make last week, as the Ace of Wands you had then shows a new path you decided to follow or something new you decided to start. And you will feel as if a struggle comes to an end now. People around you will be more supportive of you, more in tune with your goals, and that could be people, members of your family or a community that will help you move towards your goals. There will be a very pleasant meeting this week, and that meeting will make you feel really good, and the sense will be that you are finally arriving somewhere, that you are getting something done. And what's interesting is that the Ace last week shows the beginning of something, while Tens are the final stages. And that means you will be able to skip some stages in a process, to take some shortcuts, and that means things will speed up a bit. And what you thought would happen later this month or later this year, you will start seeing the first manifestations quite soon. The Ten of Cups shows that someone feels strongly connected to you and they are happy when they are with you, they have a great time, and that can be a very fulfilling relationship. Just beware if you're involved with someone who's married, or if you are married, please know that there will be other people who will influence the situation, so you won't have total control on what is going to happen. You may have to deal with a family issue, or members of your family will require your attention, or you will be involved in a decision that has to do with property matters. The Ten of Cups is Mars in Pisces, and Piscean water will temper the fiery energy of Mars. So you will be more gentle but also less decisive. But that's okay, as long as you go with the flow and you avoid drama and contrasts. Events that happened or started between 11 and 20 March will come to a completion this week. For Gemini, we had the Knight of Cups, and this week it's the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups has almost the same energy as the Knight of Cups, but it represents a previous step that you are going back to, as pages come before knights. So you may have to take a step back to revise something, or maybe you feel that you went too fast, too soon, and you will decide to step back this week. However, there will be a very positive message you will receive that will probably have to deal with a personal or romantic relationship, as Cups court cards bring love messages usually. And you may have to deal with someone who's acting a little immature, as pages represent very young individuals, and that could be a young person or someone who's not mature enough emotionally. This person may be a bit clumsy in how they express their interest, and although they make you feel good and you enjoy being with them, at the same time they may not be as consistent as you'd like them to be, or their actions do not always follow their words. And that could be a little confusing for you. However, pages also show potential, and it's a promise basically. A page is a promise that a relationship can grow and become more than it is. If you want to know how something will progress, the water-based nature of this page indicates that things will be unstable for a while because the situation has not yet matured and the people involved have not yet found their roles within it. So you have to find the right way to make it work for both of you. Expect that this week you may receive an apology or an offer, and if it's an offer, it would be a heartfelt one. If you're waiting for something to happen, it will happen in about 10 to 11 days, while the beginning of the week seems to hold the most intense energy. For Cancer, we had the Queen of Cups and now it's the Ten of Pentacles. Things are getting more serious this week, and you will probably have to deal with the practical aspect of a situation or a relationship. As all tens, this one shows a completion, and it often shows the involvement of other people, and it has to do with family matters, practical matters, property, finances. All those things may be in your focus this week. And there will be a person, the Queen of Cups in this case, someone who's a water sign, sun or ascendant, Scorpio, Cancer or Pisces, who will play an important role, a key role in your life, and their presence will be helpful and supportive. Something will happen that will show you are on the right path. There will be a meeting that several people will attend, and all this week you will be very busy with obligations and responsibilities, and you may feel that you are not able to do something on your own. But this is not a week to go alone. This is a week that much will be accomplished with the participation of other people. If you're wondering how someone feels about you, their feelings are extremely stable and they want to have a long-lasting connection with you. And that applies either to personal or professional relationships, as pentacles are often associated with money and work. This person feels they can rely on you and you give them a sense of security. They find you strong and reliable. The Ten of Pentacles astrologically is Mercury in Virgo, and Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, while Virgo is stable, organized, a good communicator. So if you had a misunderstanding, this week you can resolve it, or if there's been a plan that failed to manifest, this week you will be able to work with another, your partner or other people, and make solid plans or have solid communications. Also, if you were thinking about drawing boundaries, this is a good week to do so, and under this energy, people will be more willing to respect those boundaries and take into account your own needs and your own expectations. Something that happened in mid-September could be finalized this week, like an agreement or a contract, and it will be in beneficial terms for you. For Leo, we had the Four of Wands, and now it's the King of Pentacles. Someone will come to you with an offer or a proposal that will bring more stability. The Four of Wands represents the completion of a stage and something that gets more stable. Imagine that fours are basically like a four-legged table that offers a solid base and also a moment to take a breather and celebrate what you have achieved. There will be a meeting with someone who's an Earth Sun or Ascendant, Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo, and that person may come with an offer, or you're going to create something together. The first stages have been completed now, but there are still several things that need to be done. This will be a week to evaluate how something's going, to see how you feel, to spend quality time with someone and have a positive interaction. If you want to know how someone feels, they have serious intentions, but maybe they are a little reserved and maybe a little slow too, because Pentacles are almost always like that. They want to know they do the right thing, they don't want to compromise their security, they don't like taking risks, so don't expect this person to make very bold moves. That's not going to happen. They prefer to play safe, to move with slow and steady steps, but you too will feel more secure and more certain of what is going on, more in control. Also, you may have an interesting professional proposal, so something really positive may be coming your way professionally, and it may be related to something you did before in the past, so you will probably have the experience and the skills to see it through. Money matters and matters of property seem to be resolved after effort, and perhaps after the intervention of someone in a position of authority. So if you know such a person that could help you resolve an issue, don't hesitate to contact them. If you need a sponsor or an investor, this is a good time to find one. This week you will probably start working towards big goals, which can be personal or professional, but no matter what you do, try to stay within your means. This is not a good time to take risks. A prudent approach is needed in every area of your life for now. For Virgo, we had the Two of Wands and now the Empress. The Two of Wands represents a choice you had to make, so maybe you're reconsidering something in your life, a change you're about to make, because you are yearning for something more. The Empress is growth, but it's also about taking care of your own needs. This week will be about you, about what you want to have in your life. And even if last week you were thinking about compromising with something, this week will not be so. You will be much more determined to get what you want, what you deserve basically, and you will make yourself a priority, especially if you've been neglecting some of your needs for too long. If you want to know how someone feels about you, they have feelings for you. However, since the energy of the Two of Wands is still there might be some hesitation, some uncertainty, especially if you want to make something more official. And you may find that you are not on the same page at the moment, but they do have feelings, they are interested in you. The Empress is a love card anyway, and they think you are a good match. But perhaps you will be contemplating whether you want to remain in the status quo or you prefer to embark on a new adventure and to follow a different path. However, their feelings are warm and positive, and you will see under this influence that someone will treat you with greater care and attention, and you may feel that they are mothering you, or you may be the one who mothers another person. Although that can be good to a certain extent, make sure that you are not getting overprotective, because that might make them feel suffocated. The Empress shows growth and progress in every situation, so expect that this week there will be developments in situations that were stuck, although developments might be slow, because the Empress is an Earth card and Earth moves slow, but it does bring solid and long-lasting results. The Empress will be someone who's an Earth sign, and that person will play a significant role in your life this week. And since this is the card of Venus, expect that Friday, which is the day of Venus, will be a significant day this week. For Libra, we had the Seven of Cups, and now it's the Temperance. With the Seven of Cups, perhaps you've been exploring your options, and maybe you felt a little scattered, a little unfocused, and maybe you've been exploring things to see what's worth keeping and what's problematic. And the Temperance this week shows that you don't want to believe in illusionary situations and scenarios anymore, and you will be more willing to give something time to develop and see how you feel. You will try to avoid unnecessary pain and anxiety, and that's good. And for that reason, you will decide to take it slow. You are in a position of power at the moment, because options do give you power, especially to decide what you want to do with your life. Also, you may find that you will come to some common middle ground with someone, especially if there's been some awkwardness between you and energies were a little unstable and chaotic, and now there will be a discussion to see how you can reconcile all those differences and contrasting energies. Sevens are about challenges we need to overcome, but the Temperance is an energy that tries to moderate all those intense energies. If you want to know how someone feels, there are fluctuations in their feelings, but they are trying to maintain stability, to create a space where you can coexist, but their thoughts and feelings have not settled yet, as there is something they still feel uncertain about. But given the time, things will stabilize, especially if that's a very new connection. So try not to get too impatient or to push things. It's clear that you haven't yet found a method that really works for you. And as the Temperance is a card of alchemy, it foretells that you can now try different combinations, methods, elixirs, so to speak, that will allow you to make gold, and gold would basically mean happiness and prosperity. So don't hesitate to try new things and to think outside the box. Something that started between 21st November and the 22nd December may be temporarily paused for now, as there's a need to reflect or to find new ways to go ahead with it. For Scorpio, we had the Death and now the Chariot. With the Death you had last week, there might have been something that ended and you need to let it go and allow yourself to move on. Even if you feel there's something you cannot overcome, you can't really change what is done and gone, but you can choose how to deal with it. And the Chariot this week will give you the strength of will to get back on your path, especially if you felt unable to move on from something that caused you grief and anxiety. You will see that now you will be gearing to start something new and you will put much energy and focus on it. The Death is the fear of the unknown, but whatever happened last week has now put you in a position of control, as the Chariot is a card of control. Also, the Chariot represents someone in your life who's a water sun or ascendant, probably a Cancer, and there might have been an argument last week, and now there's a need to protect your hearts and your feelings, and that's okay to do so, because the Chariot is also a card of differences, so maybe what you want is not the same at this stage, and there's this gap and this contrast that stands in the way. Another thing you may have to deal with is matters involving vehicles. So perhaps you will think about buying a new car or selling your old car, or your car will need maintenance, and if that's the case, don't neglect it. If you want to know how someone feels, they are guarded and reserved, and that can be for many reasons. One of them could be that they think you are not on the same page, it's those differences we mentioned before, and they don't want to put themselves in a difficult situation, or there's a need to find common ground and see how you could make a situation, a relationship work for both of you. Sunday appears to be a special day this week when you can get something done, or you will hear news involving traveling, or you will get news from someone who lives in another country. For Sagittarius, we had the Seven of Swords and now the Page of Swords. With the Seven of Swords we had last week, some things in your life were not really clear, or they were not like they appear to be. But the Page of Swords is the spy card in Tarot, and I'm not saying that you are going to spy on someone, although that could be the case if that's what you want, but it feels that this week you will do some digging, some research, and you may get an answer that will clarify things that happened last week. Keep in mind, though, that the energy of pages is immature, and this one shows immaturity of thought, and that means that you may not be able to see the bigger picture, and that's why it's not advised to act in an impulsive way, as this page has a tendency to do that, or to say things she or he will later regret. First of all, you need to be clear on what you want, but with this combination, things are a little ambiguous, but that doesn't necessarily mean there will be lies or deception that comes from another, but there could be self-deception, in the sense that you see a situation, but you don't really see it clearly. You jump into conclusions. In any case, you will receive a significant message that will clarify some things, but not the whole situation. So you need to be analytical and put things into perspective. If you want to know how they feel about you, they may be unable to express their thoughts and their feelings in a healthy and constructive manner, and they may act passive-aggressive, and instead of being upfront with their feelings, they run away and avoid you, or maybe they're avoiding confrontation if they feel that there's something you are going to ask, or you need explanations about something, or you want them to take responsibility for their actions. In the beginning of this week, there will be some very significant talks and messages, and you may find that someone is watching you on social media, trying to figure out what you're up to, or trying to make you give a reaction to them. If you're in the beginning of a new relationship, the Page of Swords shows the need to communicate your thoughts clearly and to give time to get to know another a little better. For Capricorn, we had the Nine of Swords and now it's the Star. That's a very positive energy for you, Capricorn, as the Knight of Swords is not an easy energy, admittedly. It usually comes with negative emotions, negative thoughts, and perhaps things did not go the way you wanted them to go, and you felt very disappointed, or you felt that someone betrayed you, or they talked negatively about you. But now the Star changes the picture and things are getting much more positive. Because the Star is actually when things start looking up. It's the light at the end of the tunnel. It brings a very positive message. You will finally start seeing the steps you need to take, as the Star is guidance, and guidance can come from many sources, from life itself, so make sure you remain open to those signs, keep an eye for them, and you will get them anyway. Or someone may tell you something significant, or you may have an intuitive impression that will be very significant too. Also, the Star sometimes shows that between you and another person there's distance. So if you've been in a long-distance relationship and things have been rocky, this week you will make some plans with your partner and things will get more positive and you will feel more confident about this. But you know that between now and your end goal there is distance. However, this card always promises success, especially if future becomes your focal point and you don't waste your time looking back. If you want to know how someone feels, their feelings are positive, warm, they admire you and they look up to you. If you want to know how something will progress, there will be improvement of any situation, and under this energy you will get a taste of what kind of energies await you in the coming weeks, and I expect you will feel drawn towards a certain path. It may feel like a calling, and that's why the Star is considered one of the karmic cards, because it is often about what's written in the stars, your soul purpose, or a relationship you need to be in, or a career path you have to explore, as a means of spiritual growth. The message here is that everything that is meant to be will come into being. For Aquarius, we had the Judgment and now it's the Ace of Wands. Now, both cards show a new beginning, a door that opens for you. One of the differences is that the Judgment is much more heavy, as we said. It's a karmic card. It shows karmic events, and you might feel you have little power over those events, as things appear to be beyond your control. However, whatever happened last week, you will now take action on those developments. You will take action in a way that will make you feel that you have control now and that you can do something about what is going on. And you may decide to do something very unexpected too, because the Ace of Wands shows new energy, and that could surprise some people who don't expect it. But that's okay, you don't have to explain yourself or to justify your actions to anyone. If you feel you need to do something, go ahead and do it, and I'm sure you will feel intuitively what the right thing to do is. The energy of the Judgment guides you still, and either you want it or not, you will find yourself on the right path. And maybe that sounds a little weird or paradoxical, but truth is we are always where we need to be, even if at times we don't like it. This week you will have more control over your circumstances. If you want to know the feelings of someone, their feelings are positive and they will take action on their feelings to show they are interested in you. Sexuality will get more intense too, and you will find that someone feels very attracted to you and they will show it quite openly. The Ace of Wands is especially beneficial for new relationships, as that's such a new and exciting energy, so that's a good card to get if you are looking to manifest something new in your life, a new job or a new relationship. The first days of the week seem to be more important, as there will be a message you will receive then, and that message will bring some fresh air and a new dynamic in a relationship. Actions and developments are speeding up too, 2 fire cards will give a big energetic boost to whatever you're trying to achieve, and there will be fast communications, fast progress, there won't be delays or procrastination anymore. This will be a busy and fast-paced week for you. For Pisces, we had the Magician and now it's the Moon. Perhaps the actions of someone have confused you, as the Magician can be confusion, and the Moon is a card that shows uncertainty and a situation that's not very clear. And maybe you feel that you have no control over something, but when this card comes up, it's mostly our fears and insecurities that make things worse. So you may want to be a little careful about that and to not let your fears get the better of you. There might be emotional ups and downs this week, and you will question many things. You won't be sure about even your own feelings. But the Moon shows there are intense feelings. It does show that someone has strong feelings for you, but perhaps they haven't decided how to act on those feelings, and there might be confusing actions and communications. But what you see is a reflection of what is going on inside of them. You will be able to see their confusion in the way they act and in the way they treat you. So don't be too quick to jump into conclusions about how a situation is, as in 1 month time there will be developments that will show you different aspects of the situation, and there will be twists and turns and changes. The Moon is a card of changes. The Moon is like shifting sands, like the phases of the Moon. So try to go with the flow and try not to overreact. If you want to know how something will develop, things will be changing and shifting all the time, so don't trust what you see. I promise you, you will make sense of things eventually, but for now let things unfold and let life show you what is going on. So these were the weekly tarot horoscopes for the week of March 20 to March 27. I hope you enjoyed them, and I will see you next week. Have a nice and productive week.